Right. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first Human Resources Committee for Horsham Town Council. We've just got a few housekeeping announcements first. Please note that the location of the fire exits in this room, and if there is a fire, please leave by the nearest exit and assemble in the car park. Please make sure your mobile phones are switched off and any other devices to silent. And also note the meeting is being live streamed and recorded. Thank you. Okay, so item 1 on the agenda is to elect a chair for the committee. Do we have any nominations for chair, please? Oh, thank you. Councillor Olsen proposing. And who are you proposing?
I'd like to propose Councillor Roland Gosler.
Thank you very much. I'm going to say, is anyone prepared to second? Thank you very much. Councillor Skip.
I'd like to second, please.
Are there any further nominations? None? Okay, is everybody happy to vote on that nomination, please? Agreed. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to invite you to... Thank you.
Bit more room now. Okay, thank you very much. First item on the agenda is apologies for absence.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Councillor Mercer will be delayed, but he is coming.
Okay, thank you very much. Second item is declarations of interest. Any declarations from any members?
No.
Oh.
None?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, we now have 20 minutes set aside for questions or representations from the public in respect to the business on the agenda. We don't have anyone in the room.
No.
Is there anyone online?
No one online at the moment.
There's no one online
yeah,
at the moment. Okay.
That's none. Thank you.
So we can move forward.
We can.
To item 5, which is human resources policies. A number of policies were considered by the Shadow Council and are recommended for adoption. We've got the disciplinary policy, grievance policy, training and development policy, civility and respect model for councillor and officer protocol, and health and safety policy. Gillian, Clark, is there anything you would like to...
Yes, thank you. Just that obviously these were debated by the Shadow Council, but anyone that was not part of the Shadow Council might not have seen these before. So it's just really to invite members if you've got any comments, and also hopefully once you've had your input and the comments, we can then agree that these can be adopted or recommended for adoption by full council. Thank you.
Any comments, Councillor Olsen?
Yes, thank you. No, I just wanted to double check on the training and development opportunities. Obviously, this is a generic sort of document here on the policy, but
yes,
obviously we will have opportunities for more training next year. And obviously, the budget this year is limited, so
yes,
so will we need anything differently that can be put into the budget for the following year?
it can. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
How frequently are these reviewed? Every so often?
Yes.
Is there a schedule? Is it annually?
It should be annually unless legislation changes. So
Okay.
with something like these core human resources policies, these should be annually.
Annually?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's our responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, any? Yeah, Councillor Olsen.
Thank you. Just to follow up to actually your question, then does that mean they would every year come to us automatically, or would it be at the request of our committee to bring them for review?
So the clerk would normally have their own schedule and they would bring those forward each year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we will next year be reapproving these policies again.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions, comments? No? Everyone happy to adopt as they stand?
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll be recommended to council. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item is training and development opportunities. We are invited to consider a report from the clerk that details training opportunities and the proposed subscription to Breakthrough Communications to the Council Hive for additional resources and free training. Jill, is there anything you want to say on that?
Only that, obviously, with the training aspect of Breakthrough Communications, the Hive Council subscription, it does offer a lot of scope for getting good value for money, is what I would say. I did build this subscription into the budget as well. So there is, already funds set aside for this in the hope that you would, do the subscription, because it is very worthwhile. I've worked at 2 authorities. I've worked with them closely on a couple of projects before, and they are very worthwhile organisation, and they do have parish council experience, the people that are have operating this organisation. So they are very, very helpful. Data compliance as well, GDPR, freedom of information support, all that. They're very well versed to support. So it is definitely worthwhile.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any thoughts? Comments, inputs?
That looks excellent from
Yeah.
reading through it. Yeah.
I thought it looked really comprehensive. I wondered if something for next meeting's agenda would be to consider whether we want to make any of the modules mandatory potentially, or highly recommended, or
Yes.
how we divvy up potentially, because there's so much there. Whether potentially we identify particular members who would then develop expertise in particular areas, just for consideration.
Thank you. That's a good idea.
Okay, so that's adopted. Happy to proceed with that. So you'll make the arrangement for the
Subscription. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So if we can have someone to propose and second, and then thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Councillor Taylor, second.
Thank
Councillor
you.
Funk.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is everyone in favour?
So I assume all these are available to any councillor.
Yes.
Because obviously we've got, one very young, I haven't met the other non-Lib
Yes.
Dem person, but obviously he's 18.
Yes.
And he will never have done anything like this, so
Yeah.
he would be very up, I think, for as many as he could fit into his diary.
Yeah, it's across the board. And what we'll do after this meeting, I'll share this, all the opportunities out there, and ask, because basically once we've paid the subscription, you'll have the option then to book onto these, and it's thoroughly worthwhile.
Excellent.
Question. There were some that had a small cost.
Yes.
Do we have a training budget?
We don't have a training budget for this financial year
So that would
currently.
Contingency.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's just worth noting.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Okie doke. Are we,
So you had a proposal and a seconder. We
Yeah.
just need to ask if everyone's in agreement.
is everyone in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Apologies, Chair.
I'm into all part
So there is one in Southwater.
There is one in South Africa, yeah.
That's good to know.
Which would be the right place to go for. I sat there thinking, my math didn't send you.
Okay. Pension provision for the town council. We've been invited to consider a report that details 3 pension providers for the committee to consider and to form a recommendation for full council. So a decision is required here. Jill?
Yes, thank you, Chair. So the thing I think to bear in mind with pension provision for the town council, when you are looking to recruit a high calibre clerk for the future, it is definitely worth investing in the local government pension scheme. And there are 2 reasons for that. Most clerks, myself, I had local government background, so I worked at district councils, and that is the pension that I'd paid into for a number of years. If you have somebody in that similar situation, offering a local government pension scheme is going to draw those candidates for you. That's one thing to think of. Also, with that local government pension scheme, obviously there is a bit more of a cost implication, and that's because there are added benefits rather than a nest or a people's pension. But those benefits are going to draw you in the candidates that you really, a town council like this really should be attracting the best candidates. I have factored that into the budget that we set. So I did put in the costs for the local government pension scheme. So that money is in the budget, but obviously it's members' decision. And this would be, to join the local government pension scheme is a full council decision. So I'm asking the committee to consider if they would support that recommendation, but it will be a full council decision if that's the route that you choose. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do we need a proposer and a seconder, or do we need?
If members have got questions, I don't know, after looking at the report, if anyone has any queries or questions.
Comments?
If I may, Chair. Just being as an employee of the local authority, as I am, and being part of the teachers' pension scheme, I can certainly vouch for the fact that is an attractive draw. And I imagine if we're going to look for someone who is of the quality of you, Clark, that we would want to be able to do that. So I would really recommend that we do go for this, particularly since it's been already budgeted for.
Councillor Alton?
Yes, I'm more familiar with the Nest pension scheme. We haven't been the previous member of that, or still somewhere. But I take the clerk recommendation because, again, I think the opportunity to recruit sounds better with this pension scheme than the others.
Yeah. Councillor Skip?
You mentioned there were other options.
Yes.
In your...
So the people's pension is one option, and the Nest scheme, that's the government option. So I've detailed them in the report. They are different because the local government pension scheme gives people like death in service benefits. It's, so there are added advantages, and that's something, especially being in a clerk role, there are not many, I don't want to call it a perk. There are not many benefits. Thank you. Benefits, and certainly people that have been in the profession for a while. That's the one thing they will be looking for. So I think that would give you that little added advantage of attracting people with the right calibre.
So your recommendation is definitely local government.
It is, yes.
Yep.
I support that.
No, support it.
Councillor Mercer?
Speaking as a local government pensioner, I couldn't recommend it more.
Noted. Okay. Any
teacher scheme for 25 years, I agree with you.
So we've fully agreed to accept your recommendation.
Thank you. So someone would like to propose a second. Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah. Councillor Taylor.
Thank you.
Councillor Frank.
Frank. Thank you.
Okay.
And
all in agreement?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Moving on to staffing, recruitment process and pay structure, including salary benchmarking. Clark, would you like to tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, of course. So let me find my report first. Couldn't get the printer to work today, so that was... Okay, thank you. So obviously, at the full council meeting on the 19th of May, the staff structure was adopted, job descriptions were adopted, and then the responsibility for the Human Resources Committee is to determine the recruitment arrangements and the salary scales. I've hopefully with this report pulled together the next phase to make sure Horsham Town Council can follow on and do the formal adoption of the staffing structure. So I'm seeking your support for the recruitment process and the timeline, the salary scale recommendations, and these are the National Joint Council aligned, draft advertisements, the application pack for the clerk RFO role, and the interview and assessment arrangements. So hopefully you've had an opportunity to look at all the attachments. There was... just checking. Oh, gosh, it's gone again. Come back.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've just pointed out that the staffing structure has been developed to make sure the council can deliver its statutory duties, manage the council assets, and provide the democratic support for the councillors and the meetings. Hopefully, follow down there. So yes, I came up with a short timeline for you as well. So HR approval week 0. Hopefully then we can go ahead and advertise for the clerk RFO role starting next week. The clerk shortlisting and interview will be between 5 to 6 weeks, depending on how long. I mean, I think minimum of 4 weeks you want to advertise. Then hopefully the interviews take place between weeks 5 and 6, and then the clerk appointment, hopefully between weeks 7 and 8. In between there, I've said 6 to 8 to advertise for the administrator and finance assistant role. Those 2 roles then to be recruited between weeks 9 and 10, if we get enough response from the advertisements. And then hopefully that would put you in a place where you've got full staffing between weeks 12 and 20, because obviously it depends on how long the clerk has notice to give to serve where they're leaving.
Should we
sorry, go on.
pause here?
Yes, of course.
Potentially,
Yes.
yeah. And Councillor Olsen.
Thank
Yes.
you. And I do apologise, I didn't get to speak to you about this before the meeting.
That's
But
okay.
just with regards to the timeline,
Yes.
and the not concurrent recruitment of all.
Yes.
trusts, I
Yes.
think so my 2 questions about that were, would it be possible to recruit them concurrently? Because I'm assuming that there's built in there that the new clerk would be involved in the recruitment process
That's
of the others. However, I would add that I have full confidence in your ability to recruit staff in the absence of that clerk. But I was just wondering if this timeline had been previously factored into the budget that we approved, thus that we actually need this gap to remain within budget.
No, we don't need this gap to remain within budget, and that's what I was mindful of. As somebody coming in new myself, who was going to be permanent, I would quite like to be involved in the recruitment of the team.
Okay.
I know that puts me a little bit at disadvantage because I haven't got any support until then, but I think for the new person, the permanent person, it's going to be quite important, because it's not just about people's qualifications and experience. Personalities play a big part, especially in a small team, don't they?
And if I may just follow up, it's just, because again, I don't have the overlapping timelines with me, but moving to the recruitment of the permanent clerk
Yes.
immediately,
Yes,
you are still contracted to overlap for quite a substantial amount of time, correct?
yes, but I won't necessarily have to stay as long. So this is all really dependent on who comes forward, how long we're running the advertisement, how long notice period that person has to serve. It may be that you don't need me for 6 months. In my report, I said up to 6 months.
Okay.
And I'm happy to be here as long or as short as you need me, basically. I'm not going to hold anybody, because I want the town council obviously not to have expenditure that you don't need. And if the person comes in that's highly experienced and, has that expertise, they might not even need much of a handover. It might only be 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it just depends, really. And I'm flexible, I'm prepared to,
So just to clarify, are
Yes.
we saying we're not doing concurrent recruitment because we want the new clerk to be involved in the recruitment of the team?
Yes. I think that's the.
And is there enough of a gap then between the appointment, like from the timeline?
Yes,
It looks like,
it is tight. It is tight.
because that person potentially needs to give a month's notice.
Yes. So this is sort of proposed. This could be
Okay.
fluid.
Yeah.
We can.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
fine.
so we may need to factor that in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because you
Councillor
just flagged
Wilson.
that they haven't thought of, in your role, and
Yes.
I don't remember your contract, but
Yes.
what is the standard notice period for a clerk who are trying to hire a sitting clerk?
I would say 3 months
3
is quite normal,
Okay.
but you might be in a position where somebody's only a month. I don't. It depends on where they're working.
Okay.
But I've been used to having to give
3
3
months.
months. But obviously sometimes as well that can be negotiated.
Yeah.
They might let you go in 2 months. It just depends really. Yeah. But it's very normal in a position to be 3 months notice.
But in principle, we're saying we'd like to appoint the clerk and then involve them in the recruitment of the
That
following.
I think that would be sensible, and I'm sure that permanent person would appreciate that as well. It's-
Agreed? Okay.
Oh, sorry, was that Councillor Mercer first? Proposing? No?
On the timeline,
Oh, sorry.
are we
Propose.
We're still discussing.
Are we-
Wave my hand.
Sorry, got some more
do
questions.
we need decisions on each of the different items? Because we've got timeline, salary scale.
No, we can. Do you want me to
Advertisements.
continue with the
I
report?
think, yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay, thank you. Gosh, it's a storm out there.
I know.
Okay, so the salary ranges, I've taken the National Joint Council pay scales, and these are comparable roles within other parish and town councils. And this did take account as well of our approved budget and the scale of the operations of this council as I see it progressing. The level of responsibility, statutory duties, and the required experience that you're looking for. So as you can see, I've broken it down underneath the clerk RFO, who's full-time, recommended range between, and this is SCP, they're called the points on the scale, 45 to 53. And obviously that will be reflected in their experience, expertise, and qualifications. Then you have the administrator, and again, I've done that as a range, SCP 10 to 14, and then the finance assistant, SCP 16 to 20. And yes, so the salary levels, I've developed these having regard for the scale of the budget, breadth of responsibility agreed by the council, statutory duties of the clerk and RFO, and the market comparators with local council sector. Do you want me to pause there? Or?
Yes,
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Any comments, thoughts, questions? I had one question around, is this a national
Yes, national
comparative
pay
then?
scales. Yes.
National pay
Yeah,
scales? And would
national
there
joint.
be any weighting to reflect that this is quite an expensive area to live in, or is that worth considering?
So that's part of what
The
I've done as
scale.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. The actual scales don't do that. It's the range that I've chosen is,
Brilliant.
okay.
But, you know, I was going to ask similar to it, because we had a conversation about, you know, price for where you live currently. I said, what, move to Horsham? You say, well, I'd love to, but.
Yeah.
So my question was similar in that, is this range likely to attract people who can afford, you know, we obviously want somebody who's got experience, but
Yes.
I can't think of somewhere, but if there was somebody with really good experience, I'm not going to go, oh my God, I couldn't possibly afford to live in Horsham.
No, this does take that into account. So
take
I've
that into account.
chosen that range, and obviously
Brilliant.
fits in with our budget as well.
And
Okay.
also, I guess it's the range that we can,
Yes,
get to
exactly,
the upper end
exactly.
if we need to. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant, okay. So that salary scale.
Yeah.
Did we want to move on to
Yes.
advertising?
So obviously recruitment process. So we've got the West Sussex Association of Local Councils. We can use their website. The Society of Local Council Clerks. Now there is a cost implication for that, which I think from memory was about £300 for 2 weeks. So there, obviously we don't have budget for advertising for vacancies. It's not critical that you use that, but I've just mentioned it, so you have that as a consideration. But that would need to be taken from the contingency, and obviously we don't have anything approved and signed off for that. Indeed, I use that quite often. That's free, so we can put all the roles on Indeed as well, which normally does get a good rate of response. Local media on our council website and also our council Facebook page. So talking about local media, if anybody has any contacts or knows of anywhere that I could place these advertisements, please do let me know, because I don't know of all the local opportunities at the moment.
Okay.
So that's the sort of advertising strategy. Did you want me to pause there?
Yes,
Yeah.
please, Councillor Taylor.
I just had a question for Clark.
Yes.
Do you take your point about it's not essential to be in that
Society of Local
yeah,
Council Clerks.
But do you, in your opinion, think if we didn't do that, it might not be seen of the highest status? I mean, is it £300 doesn't sound a lot to me to put in
No.
if you felt that rather than being on Indeed and done with
Yes.
that this is a pucker job,
Yes.
you want to be in the
It-
number one, in my opinion.
Yes.
You-
I think it would, because experienced clerks do tend to look on those sites because that's where you're used to seeing vacancies. And I think it would be well worth, like you say, it's an investment.
But I personally would support.
Yeah.
God.
Sorry. Shut the door.
Don't you?
I forgot about the chair.
Oh my gosh.
I would support
Well done.
doing it at least once or twice.
Yes.
You know. Is it a monthly publication?
No, so
It's
basically,
online.
it's an online thing, and you can actually pay per week to have it. So normally you would do it for 2 weeks because it gives people an opportunity. They're not, people might not be checking every week.
Yeah.
Well, I would support that.
Do you get a reduction after 2 weeks?
Councillor Olsen.
Negotiate.
I had a comment from a local resident who I know who's a clerk at another council,
Yes.
and she had said to me that that we hadn't advertised your role somewhere, or the district council hadn't advertised the role somewhere that she would have expected. And forgive me, I do not remember what that
That's
was, and I was curious if that was this, or were you aware of someone that we didn't? And I think we did fine without, but just to be clear, but was that? Do you know if this might have been it where HCC didn't originally advertise for your?
Yes, so the district council didn't use, because there is a locum service that's provided through the Society of Local Council Clerks called ALCC, and they didn't advertise that route, which a lot of clerks would have been looking.
Okay.
I happened to come across this through Indeed.
Okay.
So,
So
but
that's more weight on perhaps.
there is, because it's sector specialised websites, so it's where, as you say, people would
I
be
think
expecting to look.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Councillor Mercer.
Is the district and the council likely to run an ad for us?
was certainly going to approach HDC. I could approach the county councils, no
Why
point.
not? I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day, they are public bodies.
Yes.
They have a role of partnership with local parishes,
Yes.
and they have internal
Yes.
lists.
Yes.
Really good thought. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'll do that.
Do you approve?
And if you have any problem with the county, give me a call.
I think the HGC jobs email actually went out today. I think that's also. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's a jobs and vacancy thing, but no, it's monthly.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I've made a note of
And
that.
if you need any support with district council, let us know.
Thank you.
Noted. Okay. I was going to ask whether LinkedIn is worth looking at.
Yes. So I've got my profile, and I will be sharing it as well on LinkedIn.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Was there any comments on the actual advertisement itself? Any thoughts? I had a thought
Yes.
that it might be it could do with a little bit of bullet
Yes.
pointing the
Yes.
skills
Yes.
and the requirements of the role. So I'm happy to work with
Thank you. Perfect.
to do that. Councillor Olsen.
I just meant, would there be any benefit, because I hadn't seen a role for a clerk advertised before, there's sort of nothing about Horsham,
No.
and just the facts of the population of the now parish
Yes.
town area and things
Yes.
like that. I don't know if you would just, in your capacity, just done your research, and we would hope they would, or if that was worth including, but I apologize.
I think that'd be really great to have something. I literally did run out of time, if I'm being brutally honest.
No?
And I wasn't sure about the facts because I'm not really overly familiar with the area as well. So if anybody, maybe you can
I'm
work.
more than happy to work
Thank
with
you.
you
And
on-
we'll do that as well, because
Yeah.
I think that is nice to sell not just the role, but the town as
The
well.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the new council
Exactly.
and the opportunities. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So on that,
Yes.
would we then circulate it
Yes.
prior to the next meeting for approval? Are
We don't, well, as long as everyone's happy, they can give us delegation authority, because what we don't want to do is wait to the next
No.
meeting,
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay.
but if everybody's happy with that.
Okay.
Agreed.
Agreed. Okay. The next Then we had the application pack. Was there anything in there as the proposed interview and assessment arrangements that you'd included as well?
Yes, yes. So just to clarify for everybody, the assessment arrangements, I was talking about shortlisting, and what I'm used to doing is individual councillors, and it could be all of the Human Resources Committee or some of you, you agree that there will be a scoring matrix sent to whoever's on the panel, and so that could be everybody. It's it's up to you. And individually, you would score the applications so that everybody is doing it on their own. Yeah. And then all those scoring matrix would be fed back to me, and then I could collate responses, and then we'll have a clear indication of who you want to choose for interview.
Yep. Sounds great. Yep. Okay.
Do you want,
Councillor Mercer.
are you thinking that you would say, right, we're going to have 3 or 4? Because
To interview.
yes, having an idea of how many you're thinking you would interview, and I appreciate it's subject to actual application.
Yes, yes.
Helps you with timing, but also helps concentrate the mind wonderfully in terms of, well, that one's better than that one, as far as I'm concerned, so I'll score it slightly differently.
So, sorry, are you talking about how many people are going to be doing the scoring?
No,
Like,
we're talking about
how many candidates?
when they are scoring,
Yes,
having in their head, we're actually going to shortlist
yes.
around this number.
Right. Okay. I don't think you need to worry about that, because I think usually these things happen. They're sort of naturally. You'll come.
Won't be that many applicants.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I think you will be in a position where you won't have to. You won't be dealing with hundreds of applications. You will. And I think basically for the interview panel, I don't know if you have any opinions, but I think 3 councillors is enough. I'm happy to be there as sort of note taker, but I wouldn't be actually directing the interview. But what I would suggest is Trevor Lego, who is the chair of the West Sussex Association of Local Councils, he's more than happy and prepared to come along and sit in on those interviews if you think that would be, and I think his expertise and knowledge of the sector would probably be helpful to you.
Councillor Olsen.
Yes, forgive me, because I might not have downloaded that document, but I didn't see that part of the application back. I saw your reports,
Yes.
but the process for the assessment, I've missed that bit, so forgive me. But
That's okay.
I was previously involved in the recruitment of the CEO at Horsham District.
Yes.
Having been on the employment HR, so two times. No, I wasn't on the employment committee. That's it. So I was involved in the director's hire, so I was on the employment committee. But when it came to CEO, there was the employment committee, but then there was an opportunity for the candidates to do a presentation to a larger group.
Yes.
And I did wonder about, because again, I apologize, I didn't see that document, whether that would be an option to put into the process, whether besides the panel, so
Yes.
in the second round or a third bit, whether there'd be an opportunity to invite other councillors to sit in on a presentation aspect or a bit of
Yes.
a Q&A for the whole council to be involved.
Yes.
I don't know if you've done that before at parish level.
Yes. Yes.
But could we add that to the process?
We can, yes. So I did suggest that the clerk RFO role should be asked to do a presentation,
Okay.
and probably what you would want to do is think of maybe a project that you want to do, and you give that as the subject matter to each of the candidates, and then that will give you one clear measure, of
You say you've got 10 minutes or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, and that could be opened up to additional councillors. I
So-
think.
Can I follow on from Councillor Olsen? That there's 2 stages. I don't think it's actually there, Jim, because I couldn't find it.
Okay.
Applications come in. Let's
Yes.
say hypothetically you get 6.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
The shortlisting process
Yes.
is done by us as a committee.
Yes.
So,
Or a selection of
okay,
you.
so it could be, if let's say there's 6,
Yes.
you could send the 6 to 5 of us.
Yes.
however many it is, and say, give me your top 3.
Yes.
And that's not formally scored against the criteria. It's the interview of the shortlisted candidates that is against the grid or both.
So the scoring matrix is taking the criteria. You're scoring against the criteria for the scoring matrix
For the first stage.
for the short.
For the
Yes, for the
shortlisting.
the shortlisting.
And then a second one for the interviews, or a similar one again.
So with the shortlisting, you know, depending on how close people are, sometimes the scores will be really stark to you. You'll say, well, it's clearly, you know, these people 4 here, and there are 2 that have, you know, dropped so far. But, you know, we're only going to interview those 4.
Yeah.
And then obviously once you're doing the interview process, it would be either, well, hopefully 3 councillors. I could be there to take notes and, you know, to make sure the person's feeling comfortable and you know, and facilitate basically. And then Trevor Lego could be there to assist. And then there could be the other part, because there is a presentation mentioned where you could open it up to more councillors to be there. You know, I think that's a good idea because
the criteria or grid for part 1 and part 2 are the same or amended for the face-to-face interviews.
so I would normally use the same grid.
Okay.
But obviously, if you prefer, you know, if you've got other ideas, then please, you know.
Yeah, it's just sometimes when I've done this stuff.
Yes.
You've got the shortlisting grid,
Yes.
then you've got your 6 down to 3,
Yes.
and then that would not be entirely the same. It might be largely the same.
Yes.
But I do think it's sometimes appropriate to add in other things
Yes.
that you're asking of the shortlisted people.
Yes.
And I think the presentation thing is a great idea.
Yeah.
Would that be, you're not going to ask people to travel twice,
No.
so would you do the presentations, 1, 2, 3, goodbye rest of the councillors, and then we do the 3
Yes.
interviews?
Yeah.
All on the
Exactly.
same evening?
Exactly. I think that's a good idea. And also, like you say, it cuts down on travelling time.
Yeah.
And it means then that the people on the panels and watching, it's all fresh in your mind. You're not breaking it up into, you know, and I've had it before where we couldn't do all the interviews on one day and then the councillor couldn't make the next day. And it caused all sorts of problems because people were saying it's not the same people that were on the panel, you know. So you really need consistency as well. The same people involved for all the interviews.
Councillor Mercer. Councillor
I
Mercer.
just wanted to reinforce my experience from long exposure to local government. The key thing is that you obviously appoint a person, but you have evidence of why you appointed them. So
Yes.
that if anybody in the process seeks to challenge that,
Yes.
you've got evidence.
Yes.
Yes.
And the second thing is that those people who are making judgments about selection need to all be involved in the process
Yes.
throughout.
Yes.
Because actually the selection, whatever we choose to put into the selection process, maybe testing different things. I mean, you know, looking at an application form is testing, can you show what you've got in writing in a form? Making a presentation is about testing, are you able to speak in public? Do you have good connection with the audience?
Yes.
Can you explain yourself confidently and clearly? Interviewing is, can you give your attention to specific issues that people are raising with you that you might not have thought about before, and can you go work through that? It's kind of about analytical skills and synthesis, isn't it?
Yes.
So I mean, all of those do different things, but the main thing is it's the same people who are part of it.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Councillor Skepta too.
It's a question. Thanks. It's a question about timings, really. You mentioned an evening. How let's say we shortlisted 4 candidates. How I would imagine that would be a whole afternoon and potentially an early evening as well. Maybe
Yes.
a longer evening for deliberations.
Yes.
Would that sort of fit with what you think?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Like you said, it depends on how many candidates you're. Yeah.
A question. Could we do, so if there's a 2-stage process or 3-stage process, the screening, then
Yes.
there's an interview,
Yes.
and then there might be a presentation and Q&A. Could part of that be done virtually? And then you might just invite the two favourites for a face-to-face.
No, because otherwise you're putting another stage into it as well. I think, and virtually is difficult as well, actually. I was involved, I went for an interview in COVID and it was all done online, and it really is tricky for the candidate as well as the councillors, because you don't get the feel for people,
Yeah,
and it's the same as you do face to face. And I think you'd be better.
I think it's really common these days for the first stage to be virtual, but
I think because
Okay.
the matrix and scoring is going to be done not with the candidate present. So
I'm told these days the first stage is all AI. Which is part of our
well,
problem.
the screening is AI, and then
Just as no.
Yeah.
councillors get
I mean, I think it mirrors the process that we used, that I've been involved with twice with chief executives at Horsham District, where you have your matrix and you select, and in fact they had a recruitment company as well, but
Yes.
about that. And then of course you've got the presentation, which was open to other people. So not only did you have councillors, but staff,
wow.
senior staff.
Yes,
from
yes,
the council
yes,
involved in that.
yes.
And there was also a informal time over lunch or whatever, when people could go and sidle up and ask a question or two, or just talk to relax the candidates. And I think in a way it's a good system because we meet them face to face.
Yes.
And I know it's only a town council in quotes, but actually it's quite important. So I think, and a longer process, and I hate to say it, but it's probably quite useful to have your performance in the presentation in the morning, because actually people are fresher in the morning, and then you have the final discussion in the afternoon, interviews and discussions. So it tends to sort of drag on a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it works well that way. You do it all in the day. And
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Councillor Ronson.
Sorry, so just to wrap up, what I understand that we're approving tonight.
Yes.
I'm a bit confused. So item 8 on the agenda, we're approving tonight the salary, the structure, the advertisement, the
Yes.
application pack, and the interview and assessment structure. We're approving all that. And does that have to go also to council, or we are doing that now and we can start? I think you said the recruitment.
We can start, yes, because the full council resolution allowed us the delegated authority.
So we can, in this decision, it's like some of us were slightly confused, could we delegate to you two to implement those suggestions into the process?
Yes, yes.
Um,
And I'm going to work with the chair on the application pack to make sure that the introduction for the clerk role, it covers Horsham as well as, and bullet points as well.
bullet points for the skills
Yeah.
and the competencies. I think that would be useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. In terms of the actual assessment arrangements
Yes,
and the questions and the
Yes.
grid, and is that something that we would like, that is being delegated to us and then we bring back to the council?
so basically I didn't come up with that yet. And
But there's plenty of time.
there is, exactly.
So we
So this is really the recommendations for this evening were to approve the recruitment timeline, the phased approach, agree those salary ranges that I've proposed,
Yep.
approve the recruitment and assessment process, approve the adverts and application pack, and we're going to work together on that. And then delegate authority to me in consultation with the chair to progress with the recruitment. So basically, that I think is what we've agreed or you've agreed in a nutshell. And then,
But shall we just do that formally? So
yes, please. Yeah, that's all I asked for on the. Thank you. Thank you. And sorry, who's second? Councillor Skip. Thank you.
Councillor Taylor, did you have
My suggestion is that we delegate to you two drawing up the grid and the questions, and
Okay.
then circulate it to the members of the committee,
Yes.
and then with a time by which we can
Input.
contribute to that. And,
Thank you.
It's just like,
Yes.
and please think about amending this and that, but we leave the actual drafting
Okay.
of those two things to you guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Excellent.
Thank you. And I know from what I've heard tonight, you've all got great backgrounds and been involved with recruitment. So that is, it makes my role a lot easier as well. So thank you. It's been really,
well, including chair, you've got 6. Is that if everybody wanted to be involved, is that too many?
No, that's not too many at all. No, and that's
He's got a lot of experience.
exactly. So yes, so thank you. No, that's good. Okay.
Great. So that's adopted.
Yes.
Okay. Are we happy to move on to the next
Yes.
item?
Well, if
Okay.
members are, yes.
Yep. Next item is reviewing the review for interim clerk, so adopting the process for that, for the 3-month review of the interim clerk. And the proposal was...
So basically, and I don't want to sort of, lead you because it's me, obviously. So what I'm asking is to agree a set of priority objectives for me. Now, obviously, when I took the role, the objective was to get the town council prepared and ready. But if you have any objectives or key priorities that you want me to focus on, and maybe you could have a think about it, then if you give those to me, and I'll then obviously provide the evidence when the 3-month check comes along. And it's asking as well to delegate authority to the chair of the council in consultation with the chair of the HR committee to finalise the objectives for me. The objectives should reflect the council's immediate operational and governance priorities, and then those objectives will form the basis of my 3-month review. And I've suggested the review undertaken by the chair of the HR committee and or the chair of the council, supported by another member of the HR committee where appropriate. So if you wanted 3 people involved, obviously you've got that opportunity. So it would be my duty then, or not duty, what's another word for it? My response will be to evidence gather. So I will be gathering evidence against the agreed objectives and priorities, asking for feedback from councillors, and I'll do a little bit of a sort of self-assessment as well as part of that. So that's what I was proposing, and that's purely was in the report as well when I was appointed. That's part of the process. So it's important that we, for audit purposes, we prove that you're getting value for money with me being here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Does that make sense?
Councillor Olsen.
I noted in the report an and or, but I would be very happy to propose that that sort of review is conducted by both the chair of the council as well as the chair of the committee. And if you want a third person, I'm very happy to put my hand up for that.
Thank you.
Did you want us to sort of publicly now suggest objectives, or can we do that after the meeting?
It's completely up to you. If you wanted the 3 of you to discuss it and then come back to me, I'm more than happy if because it's putting you on the spot here. And then obviously we could report that to a future HR committee so that for transparency purposes.
So I think for your own sake, I'd rather have that conversation offline.
Yes.
Involve the other members of the committee as well, and then we can,
Agreed.
Thank you.
We could do that with the draft. Once you've had a first discussion. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. So agreement is for Councillor Olsen, Councillor Frank and I to review what those objectives might be and then propose them to the committee.
Thank you.
Okay. And then final item on the agenda is the date of the next HR.
Sorry, was somebody to propose and second?
Do you want to propose?
You proposed it.
I'll propose. Do you want a second?
Thank you.
Do we have AOB bits, or is that to come after the next?
Sorry.
But stand in the room.
Oh, I'll leave it there.
And do we have agreement on the process for the interim clerk?
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.
AOB.
Just I didn't bring it up when we were discussing training and development, but it is in that area. It was a thought that came to me last week at the AGM because I had quite a long conversation with Matthew, the 18-year-old member for Highwood.
Councillor Foss.
Councillor
Foss.
Yeah.
And I, in the process of my conversation, and I was just so impressed that an 18-year-old stepped up for an election role. I think 2 or 3 of us thought, what were we doing when we were 18? So I said to him, given my 25 years nearly teaching in universities and mentoring students, it just reminded me so much of, and I'm sure it does for Chris, that thing. So I basically said to him, if you need to talk to anyone, so I kind of offered myself as his mentor, just because it was in my head and I thought it was an appropriate thing to do. So broadening that out, there will be other members of the council who it is their first position.
Yeah.
Yes.
John will be much more familiar with it than me and who those people are, like these,
Yes.
true dive
Veterans.
So I just thought that, I've formally said to him, and if we wanted to make that a bit of a thing, as part of our
Yes.
training development, and
yeah.
say,
Yes.
rather than him just saying it, and you probably didn't think he meant it, I did mean it, and it's now a thing. And Chris may say, well, mentor, but he maybe not share, but just a thought really.
Thank you. So we could put that on the next agenda for,
Yes, we'd love that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's-
Yeah.
Love the idea.
Study system.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Rather than
Yeah.
being mentor, because he-
Yeah.
Say mentor because he's so young, but buddy system.
Buddy is,
for-
yeah. Councillor Olsen.
Could I just expand on that, which is lovely, and thank you very much, but most of us, whether we've been district or county councillors already, we have not been parish councillors, to be completely honest, or town councillors. So, but I don't know, I mean, obviously you've highlighted the resources that we have, but
Yes.
I mean, would you have ever suggested a pairing of the new, I don't want to pick any, but like chair of the HR committee with the chair of an HR committee at a nearby parish? Like, I don't know if that's
Yes.
something the court could arrange.
Yes, definitely.
So
Yeah, yeah.
that on maybe for
And
this.
I think there's an opportunity, once the subscription's paid for Wassauk, Trevor might be happy as well to come along to a meeting and talk to members, because that's really helpful as well,
Yeah.
to get involved with the county association.
Love the idea.
Okay.
And one doesn't exclude the other, right? We could do both.
No,
We could
exactly.
have buddies and a
Yes.
formal mentor. Yeah. Okay. Any other AOBs? No. Okay. So final item on the agenda is the next Human Resources Committee meeting is the 28th of July.
Yes. Okay.
For noting. And that concludes the meeting.
Meeting closed, Chair? Yes.
Meeting closed.
Thank you. 6:27.
Under the hour.
Thank you.
Under the hour, not quite half an hour.
Yeah,
Sorry, David.
Well, I think
No,
that's
I'm just about to.
Sorry.
I'm just ending stream. Hold on. Sorry. End.
And
just moving between storms.
That's it.